Hi guys, so I made a video last week about clean code, writing structural clean code, but the audio was not good, so I'm just making this video again, hoping that the audio will be fine. So I made a video kinda trashing people who tell you to write clean code. Have you ever heard of somebody that go like, this function is too long, or why are you putting all the code in a single file? Or why are you not using OOP, object oriented programming? Things like that, right? I think we've all had these sort of people in our lives who kind of just come and then, not just people, to be honest, now it's kind of forced. You're kind of forced to watch these TikTok, Instagram, blah, blah, blah videos where people can, if you're following programming, you're going to be forced to hear these sort of things, which are absolutely rubbish. What these people say and what happens in real life in a job, it's totally different. So I want you to do this. If somebody next time tells you this function is wrong, give them the function. Just copy paste to them the function and ask them to improve the function. And I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to take the function and they're going to improve it. What does that mean? You took a function and you improved it. In what way have you improved it? Like, in what way? You reduced the parameters. You took the parameters and you put them in an array. So it doesn't take individual parameters now. It takes an array. Is that an improvement? So they will improve the function without having a look at the code base. They have no insight into your code base, your team, conventions you follow, the business you're in, the niche you're in, the standards you guys have set amongst yourselves in the team. They have no access to any of that. However, they will go and improve that function. Can you believe that? Is that for real? It's just beyond me. How can you improve something without having a context around that? You know? It's like if you give somebody a box to put shoe in, and you hand them an empty box and you ask them, can you improve this box? They'll improve it, they'll laminate it, making it look nicely, but it hasn't really done much without the context. They can't practically do anything. That's what these people do on TikTok, Instagram and all that. Gaslight you, make you feel like the code you're writing is horrible. And I want you to stop following these people, because they will make you a horrible programmer. You're going to start questioning what the hell your code even is. You have gonna have no confidence in your code, absolutely no confidence at all. The people who have absolutely crazy confidence in their programming skills are the people who first kind of don't write the best code, but what they do, they can kind of get from A to Z. They can just get the job done. So this is the type of person you need to become. Not the person who's watching TikTok this and that all day long. TikTok's giving you advice on how to write clean code, how you need to put the code into classes, how you have to add a constructor in a function. Well, that's a programming thing, but some people will tell you have to add a constructor in programming, in a class. Or you have to make sure that your function is at least maximum is no more than 5 or 6 lines long. Where did this even come from? Is there a guidebook that I can follow? Or you just go out there listening to random people who, all they can do is make content whole day. They're not writing code, they're writing content. There is a difference. Also, some people do know what they're doing because they have been good programmers before, but most of it, 99 of it, is just people who have no idea how to write code, who have no idea what the hell taking something from draft to production even takes. So stop taking advice from TikTok. Clean code is code that your team understands, you understand, and if you need to maintain it, you can maintain without breaking awful lot of things. You will break things, but not a lot of things. If you can do that for a long period of time, your code is fine. And that also means sometimes the functions are gonna be like 100 lines long, like the lambda function on Amazon that we upload. These functions are massive, but they just work. You tie the endpoint to the lambda function. The function works, you test it out, and that's it. Nobody's complaining about those functions. They work. How can anybody complain about something when it actually just works? I'm not saying it's a solo developer. I'm saying in a company, if something just works, you cannot complain about it being dirty. You haven't written clean code. Funny enough, there was a post on LinkedIn a while back where on the left somebody posted a snippet of a function that's not clean in a way, and on the right it was the improved function. So left bad, right good. And he asked people to vote which function looks better. The people, funny enough, actually voted in favor of the function in left, not the function, not the improved version. Why is that? It's simple. People look at the function and they can just make sense without thinking too much. That's why people voted for that left function that's supposed to be not clean. However, the clean function, you start to applying tricks and then syntax that's hard to know what the hell is going on without looking at it, and then it's confusing. And when you're maintaining it, because you just chugged so much into one line and stuff like that, trying to make it cool, clean, apparently, it's become complicated. So don't follow advice on TikTok. This is gonna confuse the hell out of you. And clean code stuff, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you, clean code is kind of different for every company. But I do know personally, most companies you follow object-oriented programming, and they kind of structure their code in a way so it fits object-oriented paradigm. Yeah. So that's how they write cleaner code versus just lines. That's how they do, and it works in their company. So learning object-oriented programming is not a bad thing. But just reading books like Uncle Bob, trying to tell you advice how you cannot pass more than 2-3 parameters to a function, it's gonna make you crazy. Because I can literally show you the code right now. That's functions that have been running for years, literally years. That some take 4, some take 6, some take 7, because they have to take, and it works completely fine. Nobody's ever complained. And if they did ever complain, they would have to come with a better solution, readable solution. So yeah, don't worry about this object-oriented or this clean code stuff, man. It's gonna drive you crazy, especially if you're learning just now. Anyways, I got a meeting, and catch you guys later. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you like these sort of videos.